you still find the time to be a musician, to play in your band?
Well, I still play. I mean, the band. I mean, we did a record a bunch of years back, the P record, which was good fun. We did it just because somebody said we could, and it was fun to do, you know. So we don't play very much together. Everybody's kind of busy, but I still make music, and we'll always make music, you know. Not necessarily for commercial release or anything, but just to do it, you know. It's fun. Each time when you before you step into the ring, you know, you do as much homework, as much preparation as humanly possible. Whether it's a character that existed in real life, or whether it's a character that you're sort of building from the ground up, and it could be based on almost anything. I mean, even with a real person, you know. I mean, when I did Edward Scissorhands, for instance, was based on. There were three main ingredients to Ed Wood. It was Ronald Reagan, the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz, and a disc jockey in America named Casey Kasem. Each one had some kind of optimism that I found really interesting, a kind of a blind optimism. They probably do. They probably think that kind of thing. But I'm actually, you know, it's funny because ever since I've become a dad, you know, it's like because I've become a dad and because I've talked about, you know, being a father. A lot of times in the press they say, "Oh, he's mellowed, you know." I was always mellow. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, I definitely went through a period of time, a period of years where I was, you know, a little bit nuts, but it had nothing to do with going out and partying or whatever they call it. You know, I was confused and uncomfortable in life. I didn't know what life was all about, you know, and certainly having a baby puts that in perspective for you, you know. But so I went through many years of being just self-destructive, you know. But I was never like, I was hit in the face with a very strong reality, which is the when you meet your daughter for the first time, your child for the first time. I mean, that's one of the only real realities, you know. And it continues to be, and it's amazing. It's the greatest thing ever. The toughest part was getting through. It was around the period of Gilbert Grape. That was a pretty strange period, and pretty dark period. And then after that, Ed Wood was kind of like a cleansing. You know, Ed Wood was like sort of bursting out of that darkness, you know, and having some semblance of clarity. I guess the darkest period was around Gilbert Grape. In France, you know, in our area, it's like, you know, for the most part, I'm able to go out and have, to some degree, a fairly normal life. You know, I can go and do the stuff I want. You know.
Allow me to be frank at the commencement. You will not like me. The gentlemen will be envious and the ladies will be repelled. You will not like me now, and you will like me a good deal less as we go on. Ladies, an announcement. I am up for it. All the time. That is not a boast or an opinion. It is bone-hard medical fact. I put it round, you know. And you will watch me putting it round and sigh for it. Don't. It is a deal of trouble for you, and you are better off watching and drawing your conclusions from a distance than you would be if I got my tass up your petticoats. Gentlemen, do not despair. I am up for that as well, and the same warning applies.
there's that word that, you know, you don't quite understand what it means, which is satisfaction, you know, and peace of mind, and then there's that great big question mark, like what's it all about, you know? What is it all for? And you start thinking, well, am I just this, you know? Am I just an actor, and all I do is just make movies, you know, and so I'm a puppet, and you know, what am I one of those ambitious cretins who's just looking for, you know, accolades and applause and recognition and stuff, you know? And I'm happy to say that I found out I'm not. Thank God, you know.